The 1980s and 1990s were a golden age for Hollywood stardom. This was before social media, when a single movie could transform an unknown into an icon, and a single performance could spark conversations around the world. These decades gave us actresses who weren't just performers, but cultural symbols, women who defined style, inspired audiences, and broke barriers in an industry still dominated by men. From scream queens and rom-com heroines to Oscar-winning powerhouses and action stars, these women shaped the way we remember cinema. Tonight, we're revisiting 50 unforgettable actresses whose work in the 80s and 90s left a lasting mark, not only on Hollywood, but on pop culture itself. Number 1. Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange made her film debut in the King Kong remake, but it was Tootsie in 1982 that changed everything, earning her an Academy Award. From there, she built a career on bold choices, with Frances and Blue Skies cementing her as a fearless dramatic force. Lange never shied away from vulnerability or intensity, often portraying women in the throes of emotional turmoil. Decades later, her reinvention in American Horror Story brought her talent to a new generation, proving her artistry was timeless. Number 2. Jamie Lee Curtis. Branded early as the Scream Queen for her role in Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis refused to be boxed in. She conquered comedy in Trading Places and A Fish Called Wanda, showed her action chops in True Lies, and later surprised audiences with dramatic depth. Beyond the screen, Curtis became an author and advocate. Her 2023 Oscar win for Everything Everywhere All at Once wasn't just an award. It was recognition of a career defined by versatility and endurance. Number 3. Melanie Griffith. Hollywood royalty by birth, Melanie Griffith created her own spotlight. After Body Double hinted at her talent, Working Girl made her a symbol of ambition and resilience, earning her a Golden Globe. Throughout the 90s, she brought both vulnerability and strength to roles in Pacific Heights and Nobody's Fool. Griffith's relatability made audiences root for her, both on and off screen, marking her as one of the era's most approachable stars. Number 4. Glenn Close. Glenn Close became a household name with Fatal Attraction and Dangerous Liaisons, mastering roles that were as terrifying as they were captivating. Though she famously never won an Oscar during this period, her body of work speaks for itself. Close excelled at playing complex characters who blurred the line between hero and villain, leaving audiences fascinated and sometimes unsettled. Number 5. Michelle Pfeiffer. Magnetic, elegant, and versatile, Michelle Pfeiffer became one of the defining stars of her era. From her electrifying role in Scarface to her heartbreaking performance in Love Field, she balanced glamour with raw emotion. As Catwoman in Batman Returns, Pfeiffer created one of the most iconic portrayals in superhero film history. She proved that beauty could coexist with depth, earning her a reputation as one of the greats. Number 6. Meryl Streep. Often regarded as the greatest actress alive, Meryl Streep showcased breathtaking range throughout the 80s and 90s. Whether mastering accents in Sophie's Choice or embodying resilience in Out of Africa, Streep made each role unforgettable. While others saw careers fade, hers only grew stronger, setting a new standard for longevity and consistency in Hollywood. Number 7. Kathleen Turner. With her smoky voice and undeniable presence, Kathleen Turner dominated the screen in Body Heat and Romancing the Stone. She excelled in thrillers and comedies alike, showing rare versatility. Even as health struggles slowed her career later, Turner's bold, confident performances of the 80s and 90s secured her status as one of cinema's most unforgettable leading ladies. Number 8. Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver shattered gender stereotypes as Ellen Ripley in Alien, redefining what a female action hero could look like. Yet she balanced that toughness with tenderness in films like Gorillas in the Mist. Weaver's ability to embody both strength and sensitivity made her a pioneer and role model, inspiring generations of actresses to come. Number 9. Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder became the face of Gen X with her mix of vulnerability and edge. Heathers, Edward Scissorhands, and Reality Bites made her the voice of a generation searching for identity. Audiences connected with her authenticity, and decades later, her resurgence in Stranger Things showed that Ryder's cultural impact never really faded. Number 10. Demi Moore. From Ghost to A Few Good Men and G.I. Jane, Demi Moore became one of the most bankable stars of the 90s. She was fearless in tackling both blockbuster hits and controversial roles. At her peak, she was among the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood, proving that women could dominate the box office. Number 11. Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts' megawatt smile and Pretty Woman made her America's sweetheart, but she wasn't just a rom-com star. With Erin Brockovich, Roberts showed her dramatic depth, winning an Oscar and silencing doubters. She defined the romantic comedy era, yet transcended it, becoming one of the most enduring icons of the 90s. Number 12. Jodie Foster. A child star who transitioned seamlessly into adulthood, Jodie Foster brought intelligence and intensity to her roles. The Accused and The Silence of the Lambs earned her Oscars, while her commanding screen presence set her apart from peers. Foster's careful role selection and undeniable talent made her a Hollywood heavyweight. Number 13. Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan became the queen of romantic comedies, capturing hearts with When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. She embodied the feeling of falling in love on screen, delivering charm and warmth that made her one of the most beloved stars of the 90s. Number 14. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg balanced humor and gravity like no one else. From The Color Purple to Ghost, she proved her dramatic chops while becoming one of only a few EGOT winners. Goldberg redefined versatility, thriving as a comedian, actress, and cultural commentator. Number 15. Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn carried her 70s stardom into the 80s and 90s with hits like Private Benjamin and Overboard. Her impeccable comedic timing and infectious energy made her a staple of the era's biggest hits, while her charisma kept audiences coming back again and again. Number 16. Sally Field. Sally Field transitioned from television darling to Oscar-winning actress with ease. From Norma Rae to Steel Magnolias, she embodied characters who were relatable yet extraordinary. Field's authenticity made her a favorite among critics and audiences alike. Number 17. Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon wasn't afraid to take risks. With Thelma and Louise and her Oscar-winning performance in Dead Man Walking, she became known for tackling daring, socially relevant stories. Sarandon's career choices reflected both artistry and activism. Number 18. Geena Davis. Geena Davis broke out with The Fly, but cemented her legacy with Thelma and Louise, a film that became a feminist milestone. She later became a fierce advocate for women in media and sports, showing that her impact extended well beyond the screen. Number 19. Daryl Hannah. With roles in Splash, Blade Runner, and Wall Street, Daryl Hannah embodied both innocence and mystery. Her ethereal presence defined much of 80s cinema, making her one of the most distinctive actresses of her time. Number 20. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone became a global phenomenon with Basic Instinct, redefining the femme fatale for a modern audience. Intelligent, fearless, and unapologetically bold, she commanded attention in every role, cementing herself as one of the most iconic figures of the 90s. Number 21. Bridget Fonda. Bridget Fonda, granddaughter of Henry Fonda and daughter of Peter Fonda, seemed destined for Hollywood. She earned acclaim in Single White Female and Point of No Return, proving she could handle both psychological thrillers and action roles. Fonda's natural charisma and screen presence made her one of the 90s most intriguing stars, though she eventually stepped away from acting, leaving fans with a small but unforgettable body of work. Number 22. Heather Locklear. Heather Locklear became a household name through television hits like Dynasty and Melrose Place. Her glamorous style and commanding screen presence made her one of the most recognizable stars of the 80s and 90s. Though she primarily worked in TV, her crossover appearances in film kept her in the spotlight, proving that charisma could transcend mediums. Number 23. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone redefined the femme fatale archetype. Her breakthrough in Basic Instinct cemented her as one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars. But she wasn't just provocative. In Casino, she delivered a powerhouse performance that earned her an Academy Award nomination. With a combination of intelligence, intensity, and sex appeal, Stone was a force in 90s cinema. Number 24. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger's blend of elegance and sensuality made her an icon. She captured hearts in 9.5 Weeks and Batman, but it was L.A. Confidential that secured her an Oscar and critical acclaim. Basinger embodied the glamour of old Hollywood while carving out her own lane in contemporary cinema, becoming one of the most admired stars of her era. Number 25. Demi Moore. Demi Moore dominated the 90s box office with films like Ghost, Indecent Proposal, and G.I. Jane. Her ability to balance vulnerability with toughness made her one of the highest-paid actresses of her time. Off-screen, she broke barriers for women in Hollywood, demanding salaries equal to her male counterparts. Moore's career became a blueprint for stardom and power in the modern film industry. Number 26, Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan was the undisputed queen of romantic comedies, with When Harry Met Sally. She became America's sweetheart, and with Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail, she cemented her legacy. Ryan's charm, humor, and relatability made her the face of romance in the 90s, influencing how audiences thought about love on screen. Number 27, Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer balanced beauty and depth like few could. In Scarface, Dangerous Liaisons, and The Fabulous Baker Boys, she showcased her range. Then, as Catwoman in Batman Returns, she became unforgettable. Pfeiffer's elegance and intensity made her one of the era's most respected actresses, admired by audiences and critics alike. Number 28, Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster transitioned seamlessly from child star to respected leading actress. With The Accused and The Silence of the Lambs, she won 2 Oscars, proving her unmatched talent. Foster was known for her intelligence and integrity, choosing roles that pushed boundaries. She was, and remains, a symbol of artistry and independence in Hollywood. Number 29, Meryl Streep. Though Meryl Streep's career spans decades, the 80s and 90s solidified her reputation as the greatest actress of her generation. With Sophie's Choice Out of Africa and The Bridges of Madison County, she delivered performances that redefined acting itself. Streep combined technical mastery with emotional truth, setting a standard that continues to inspire. Number 30, Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg broke barriers as both a comedian and an actress. Her Oscar-winning role in Ghost showed her dramatic range, while Sister Act cemented her status as a beloved star. Goldberg's versatility and trailblazing presence made her one of the most influential performers of the 90s, both on and off the screen. Number 31, Sally Field. From Norma Ray to Steel Magnolias and Forrest Gump, Sally Field embodied resilience and heart. Her ability to bring warmth to every role made her beloved by audiences. Field's performances in the 80s and 90s proved that she wasn't just a former TV star, she was one of the greats of American cinema. Number 32, Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon's boldness defined her career. In Thelma and Louise, she became part of a cultural milestone, while Dead Man Walking won her an Oscar. Sarandon wasn't afraid of politically charged roles or controversial stories, making her one of the most daring and respected actresses of her generation. Number 33, Geena Davis. Geena Davis brought wit, intelligence, and strength to her roles. She won an Oscar for The Accidental Tourist, Charmed in A League of Their Own, and Thrilled in The Long Kiss Goodnight. Beyond acting, she became an advocate for women in media, ensuring her legacy extended beyond the screen. Number 34, Kathleen Turner. Kathleen Turner's husky voice and magnetic presence made her unforgettable. She sizzled in Body Heat, brought adventure in Romancing the Stone, and even voiced Jessica Rabbit. Turner's ability to play sultry, smart, and strong women made her one of the most versatile stars of the era. Number 35, Holly Hunter. Holly Hunter earned an Oscar for The Piano and impressed audiences with broadcast news in Raising Arizona. Known for her intensity and authenticity, Hunter could shift seamlessly between drama and comedy. Her distinct voice and fearless performances made her a standout of the 80s and 90s cinema. Number 36, Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci first captivated audiences as Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family films. Her sharp wit and darkly comic presence made her stand out instantly. As she matured, Ricci embraced daring roles in The Ice Storm and Buffalo 66, proving she wasn't afraid to tackle unconventional projects. By the late 90s, she was one of Hollywood's most respected young actresses, straddling the line between mainstream and indie credibility. Number 37, Thora Birch. Thora Birch emerged as one of the brightest child stars of the 90s, shining in Hocus Pocus and Now and Then. But it was her fearless performance in American Beauty that marked her transition to adult roles. With her introspective style and understated intensity, Birch represented a new wave of talent willing to embrace complicated, sometimes uncomfortable characters. Number 38, Mira Sorvino. Winning an Oscar for Mighty Aphrodite, Mira Sorvino showed her talent for blending charm with intelligence. She followed that success with memorable performances in Romy and Michelle's high school reunion and Mimic. While her career faced obstacles later, her early work left a lasting impression, and she remains admired for her courage both on and off screen. Number 39. Patricia Arquette. Patricia Arquette's career was built on authenticity. From True Romance to Lost Highway, she embodied characters who were raw, real, and unforgettable. Audiences admired her willingness to go deep emotionally, whether in romantic dramas or offbeat thrillers. The 90s solidified her reputation as a fearless performer, one who would continue to thrive in later decades, eventually winning both Emmy and Oscar Gold. Number 41. Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly moved from child star in Labyrinth to acclaimed actress with Requiem for a Dream in Dark City. Her beauty was undeniable, but it was her quiet strength and emotional depth that drew audiences in. By the end of the 90s, she had transformed into one of Hollywood's most respected performers, setting the stage for an Oscar win in the next decade. Number 42. Juliette Lewis. Juliette Lewis exploded onto the scene with Cape Fear, earning an Oscar nomination as a teenager. She quickly became a symbol of rebellious energy in films like Natural Born Killers in California. Her offbeat charisma and bold choices made her one of the most daring actresses of the 90s, someone who consistently challenged Hollywood norms. Number 43. Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder became the face of a generation with her work in Heathers, Edward Scissorhands, and Reality Bites. She was both vulnerable and tough, embodying the voice of young outsiders searching for belonging. Ryder's mix of indie credibility and mainstream appeal made her a defining star of the 90s, and her legacy remains strong today thanks to a career resurgence. Number 44. Claire Danes. Claire Danes broke hearts as Angela Chase in My So-Called Life, a role that defined teenage angst for an entire generation. In film, she impressed with Romeo plus Juliet opposite Leonardo DiCaprio, bringing Shakespeare to life for young audiences. With her emotional transparency and undeniable talent, Danes established herself early on as an actress with staying power. Number 45. Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst delivered one of the most haunting child performances in Interview with the Vampire, earning critical acclaim at just 12 years old. She charmed audiences in Jumanji and Bring It On, showcasing her versatility in both drama and comedy. Dunst's early career foreshadowed the range and longevity that would define her adult roles. Number 46. Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler's ethereal presence in films like Stealing Beauty and Armageddon made her a star. As the daughter of rock legend Steven Tyler, she already had attention, but her serene screen presence and understated performances set her apart. By the late 90s, Tyler was both a fashion icon and a credible actress, destined for even greater fame in the 2000s. Number 47. Alicia Silverstone. With Clueless, Alicia Silverstone became the ultimate teen idol of the 90s. Her portrayal of Cher Horowitz wasn't just iconic, it defined an entire cultural moment. Silverstone's mix of comedic timing, charm, and innocence made her instantly relatable. And though Hollywood often typecast her, she remains a beloved figure in pop culture history. Number 48. Kirstie Alley. Kirstie Alley's comedic genius shone brightest on Cheers, where she redefined the sitcom leading lady. On film, she was equally engaging in Look Who's Talking, connecting with audiences through warmth and humor. Alley had a knack for making even the quirkiest roles endearing, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and relatability. Number 49. Madonna. Already the queen of pop, Madonna's ventures into film made headlines. She surprised critics with her Golden Globe-winning performance in Evita and entertained audiences with Desperately Seeking Susan. Though her acting was sometimes polarizing, her cultural impact was undeniable. In the 80s and 90s, Madonna blurred the boundaries of music, fashion, and film like no one else. Number 50. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston's film debut in The Bodyguard was more than a movie. It was a phenomenon. Her natural charisma lit up the screen, and her voice turned the soundtrack into one of the best-selling albums of all time. With one role, Houston secured her place not just as a music icon, but also as one of the most memorable actresses of the 90s. These 50 women weren't just performers. They were trailblazers. They gave us heroines, rebels, dreamers, and icons. They taught us that a star could be glamorous yet grounded, powerful yet vulnerable. The 1980s and 1990s may feel like another world now, but the magic of these performances endures. Whether it's Jessica Lange's emotional depth, Winona Ryder's quirky relatability, or Whitney Houston's unforgettable screen debut, each of these actresses left an imprint on film history. And as we look back, one truth remains clear. Cinema of that era wouldn't shine as brightly without the brilliance of these 50 iconic women.